Hello guys, it's Lock Skipper here. Not my typical video like you've seen in the past. If you've seen my other videos, you can see I really like cutout locks, disc detainers. Sometimes I feature a lot of those little things, and they're really neat things to play with. And that's kind of where I like to do something just a little bit different. But I have talked to some people in my lock sport community who needed help with American locks and opening them and that. And by no means I'm not an expert on this, but it's about probably 8 months ago, 7 months ago, maybe. I can't even remember that I went and made a purchase of about, I don't know, what do you say there? It is close to 400 locks from what I can remember. Took a picture of it before I started rekeying, disassembly, selling them off. And, that was one of the great things I did for the lock sport community. Some of those locks are in Australia, some are in Europe now. A lot of them, most of them are in the U.S. But anyway, I was able to distribute all those out so people could learn the sport of lock picking and have some fun with it. But in the meantime, my skills kind of got put to the side of learning how to pick, because I had to sit there and learn how to disassemble and reassemble and sell locks so I could get my money back out of them, because my wife was about to divorce me over it. So anyway, learned how to do things a real fast way. And one of the quickest ways I learned how is I got one of these Lishis right here. Now, real quick, as you know, one thing a Lishi does is it allows you to get into these things and feel them very fast. But kind of one thing I want to point out to you and show you on this right here real fast for our new lock pickers who are going into Americans is sometimes you need to study the keyway, if you have the key, to understand which pick is going to be best. So you have some standard hooks, some light hooks. You have some deep hooks. Some that have deeper, and some that are very shallow hooks. Something like this. So depending on what your keyway is like in lock, one pick will do better than the others. An example here is we have this key right here. So I'm going to zoom in just a little bit tighter on this red lock so you can see. And as you can see, this thing has some pretty aggressive cuts on this thing. So, something like this might work a little bit better. You may even switch picks to get in here because it's got a nice little high cut up front. But anyway, you can come here and lift this pin. This is going to be a little bit tougher to get past, but maybe you can squeeze past that one and then get up here and lift that in behind that one, just like that. Now, what's important as you're lifting these pins is if you have a short pick like this, you're coming in here, you're going to do great here, you're going to do great here, and you're going to be just fine on this one, picking that one up. But then you're going to get into this right here, and you're going to sit there and start to lift this pin, and guess what? You're going to be just a hair shy of getting that thing where it needs to be, and when you do get it pushed up, guess what you're doing? You're pushing this pin up and oversetting that one. Now, you can always counter it back and let that pin drop back down and maybe just re-pick it, and hopefully none of these or that one doesn't fall back down. You can definitely do that. But kind of want to show you how some different hooks can do different for different keyways, because you can come in here with this keyway and come in here with this short hook just fine. Sorry about that. And you come here with this short hook just like this, which will work really good because these are all low setting pins, and go and just start popping right away on it. Now, one thing you're going to learn with American locks, and I'm going to try to show you as I get through this fairly quickly with the Lishi tool, because if you guys want to see me single pin pick it, then we all better stop, go grab a 6-pack, come back and sit down, and we can all enjoy our 6-pack while I get through one of these locks. Now, been lucky, got through faster than that. Of course, I've got my green belt, but I'm pretty much a disc detainer guy, and I like to get into some higher levels on those things right there. But I need to get it back into these because pin tumblers are very popular and are challenging to do that. But anyway, let's grab this Lishi right here. We got right here, and of course, you've heard me say in my other videos, a lot of things a lot of lock pickers can have and see them get through a lot is they've got their key and they see what the bitting looks like. So, it's kind of a cheat thing. So when you see somebody come in and say, hey, I got this, and boom, just remember they've opened that, they've played that video many a times. Been looking at that key many times, and they kind of know where that pin already needs to be set on each one. So I'm not even going to try to hide that. I'm going to put it right there. And then number 2 is I'm going to do it even with the Lishi tool, so it makes it even easier. But while I do that, we'll be able to see, where each one of these line up to pick. So anyway, again, I'm going to put the key right there so you can actually see it and you can follow me along with it. Now, number 6 is out here. Let me grab something that points a little bit better than that. So the number 6 slot, it sits right here on the key. So as you can see, I'm on number 6, and that drops straight down. There's nothing there, which is standard for this American lock keyway. So we got right there, we're coming right there and right there. So look at number 5. Number 5 is here, 4, 3, 2, 1. So look at number 5, you're gonna have a nice little lift on number 5 right here. So we'll come right here, and I've got a little bit of pressure on it right here already on the core, and that number 5 is already binding. So we're just gonna go ahead and push it just a little bit until here. Ooh, boom, that's a nice little click and a stop right there. And didn't even hear any clicks in between, it just went straight there. So that right there may have been a spool in number 5 because I didn't have any clicks in between. And number 4, as you can see, number 4 right here, it's going to be pretty high. So we're going to need to click it up, 1 right there. And I'm just going to let that sit at that first click right there. Now, we know number 5 and number 4 aren't the same though. Number 4 is probably going to need to go again, but number 4 might be a spool right now. Don't know until we get this thing open. Number 3, we can see is a pretty deep cut, long pin right there, so it's not going to lift. If it lifts any at all, we'll find out right there. Oh, look, 1 little click, and I did feel some movement on this core right here. So I do got 1 little click, and I know I'm not going to go past that 1 click. Sorry, guys, I'm hiding that key, and I'm not looking at the camera. Now I'm going to just let it go with 1 click. Then we have number 2. Number 2, that thing just slid right there and stopped right away. I didn't even feel it bind, it just stopped. And number 1, right there. So let's go back and see where we are. 5, 4. Number 3's in there. Number 2, guess number 2 dropped back up, so we're going to click it back again, and we got it open. So not very difficult at all for this Lishi tool, but again, it's still fun. Still a fun way to pick it. Now, we're going to go straight here, right here to this 5200. Set this over to the side of me because we're going to gut both of these because we're going to try to go through the speed gut because that's where a lot of new people need to learn how to do this. And then I'm going to also show you if you're SPP in the locks and you don't have a Lishi tool to help you get through it, a good advice way of how to go through and learn how to pick these, and I'm going to show you how to do that in just a second. But anyway, the American lock here, again, pops right open. It's an older lock, older 5200. As you can see, that core is pretty used. And we'll jump straight in here with the Lishi on this one, so we put it right in. Got this one right away. Start right here. Guess what? There is a pin in number 6 position right here. And if you, a lot of people already knew this, but you can always put a standard 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pin. You can drop a 6 pin inside of these cores, standard APTC 12 core, make it an APTC 14, and add a little bit extra security to your lock without having to go to a different key. And by doing that, you can just drop in a number 4 pin, which is what has been done right here. And again, we'll just take this and it should click right into number 4. There it is. Number 5. Looks like to be a full cut all the way. Number 4. There's a click there. 3 is not even binding. 2. Click there. Little turn on the core. Number 1. Click there. Let's go back to number 3 and see if we need anything there where it might already be set in there. Number 4, 5. 6, go back to 1, 2, something is overset. There we go, number 3, popped it right open. I just had 1 little tiny click to go on number 3 and it opened right up. So again, we're going to lock these back up and do this. I'm going to leave them open right here real fast, and we'll jump right into this red American right here and get it. So I'll kind of leave it open for you a little bit, and we'll find out what's inside of it. Of course, like all American locks, you got that nice little screw right in here. And that screw doesn't even want to come out, so gummed up in there. And there's our core. Feels nasty and all. And you see a lot of people use clips to get these off. Me, I've always used my fingernails. And what I do with this right here is I'll kind of zoom in and show you a little bit how I usually gut. And I'm going to try to hold this still for you so you can really see. I set this bottom part right here to this part of the lock, and then I can grab my fingernail and just push on that part. As you can see, it just comes right out. Then I'm able just to pull that pin right out just like that. So let's get a nice little getting piece here. And you know, one thing I have forgotten to get over here with this is a nice pair of tweezers. So I will try to improvise. This is not a great pair of tweezers to use for gutting locks, but we will try it because that's one thing I've forgotten. I don't want to start this video over again. So anyway, I'll zoom back out, put it right here. First thing you want to do is take your key, put it right in here. Now, with your key in this thing, you can safely turn this thing 180 degrees. And if you just want to repin it, you can just dump them right out. So we're going to dump these out real fast. And so get this one at number 1 if it'll come out. Boy, these things are really gummed up in here. All right, we're going to try this the bad way. All right, first one fell out here. That's actually number 1. And that is number 3. Let's see if I can grab number 5. Whoa, what do we got there? No wonder things are a little different. We got a master wafer. Check that out, guys. That's pretty neat. Didn't know I had that in this lock. That's so somebody can do a master pin. And what number am I on here? There we go. Number 2. So now, this is an important part here. You know, if you don't pull your key, I mean, you can put it back right here, but guess what I just did? I put it right there, and I've locked this cord right up pretty bad. So there we go. There's the rookie mistake. So what am I going to do since I've locked up my core? Well, I hope this will work this time because I really didn't mean to do that. I'm going to stick a pick in here just like this. Try to drive all those all the way back down to the top, just like there are pins on them. And I'm going to try to turn that core so I can get it out. So right there we go. You know what? I'm going to leave this up here just to show you what not to do, and we'll gut that other one here in just a minute because I've got plenty of cores to go with, and I'll just put a new core in this one right here. But sometimes I'm looking inside of this lock and I'm trying to see what I need to push down to turn this thing, and I'm hoping I can do that. You know what? I might try to do this. Try to get creative, and this is just totally a good learning experience for all of us. So I'm going to put some tension on this cord, see if I can push these drivers back in there and save this thing. So again, nothing in 6, 5. I need to push that one all the way back in if I can. There we go. Push that one in. Push that one in. Try to get these things all the way back up in there so I can open this cord back up. And I don't know why it's not opening because all the drivers are back in there now. And let's see if my little reverse pick trick works now. No, we're getting ready to give up on this one and go to another one. I'll see if I can repair that one these days. But again, there we go. What not to do to lock up an American lock core. So, for you guys wanting to learn how to gut them. Yeah, I have done hundreds of these, and there I go. I did exactly what you're not supposed to do on American lock to lock it up. So let's just jump right into this next one, and see, we might need a maybe one a little bit thicker. If it'll work. No, not going to work for me, but we'll try. You saw my little trick with the Lishi. So anyway, I'm going to dump this here, dump this over here. If I can't get that back, at least I got me some American lock parts. So anyway, you can go die laughing all you want to on that, because I deserve it. I did it. And we're going to jump in and do this one next. And I've left a key in it, which makes things a little more difficult sometimes. So we'll come right here, drop that core right out. And again, this one has a security wafer, which the other one did not. Again, I'm going to turn this right to the bottom, because then it will catch that one, and I'm going to push. This just shows you how you can do some things without some clips and things. Now pull that out. Don't want to use the wrong key. Take this key, push it just like that, right there. And this time I'm going to do things properly, except for I need to turn it the other way, just like that. Because you want to turn it that way, because you want this part of the lock facing up. You see that right there, that part right there, you want that pushing up. So you can grab your follower, just make sure you push it right in there on that. Don't pull it out, push it, push it, push it. So push the silver follow all the way through, so you have that. Now, this is what I should have done the first time, is taking it straight out just like this. So as you can see, there's my 6 pins, and like you said, this is like I told you earlier, this is just a 5-pin keyway here. As you can see right there, just 5 pins. But when I push that all the way in, it lifts that number 4 key pin right in, just right there on that one right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and dump that on number 6, number 5, number 4, 3, 2. And be sure, if you're trying to qualify for a belt, that you do this on an uncut video. They won't let you have it if it's not uncut. So there you go, you have that. Now here's the tricky part. You have this nice little follower. Now on these followers, you have a little gap right here. I like to use that gap because sometimes it just catches everything. So I turn this thing like this. You can push it straight in here. And we know there's going to be one starting number 6. But we'll turn this thing just like that now. And I'm going to get to number 6. And I can see number 6 starting to show right here. So I'm going to try to zoom in a little bit better. Try to center this tray up so I don't have to look at the camera all the time, and try to keep everything right over this tray. So I'm going to try to come right into here with it. And I'm going to turn this thing sideways. It's just going to pop right up. There it is. There's our first spool. So we'll grab our spool and we'll drop it in right there above that one right there. And then we can just back right on up and go right to the next one. It will pop out. That's a serrated. We can back this follower up just a little bit more. And sorry, I am off of it. I'm going to back it up a little bit more. As you can see, this little thing starting to pop out. A little bit more. And those springs are usually just the right length. You can leave them in there if you need to, but if you need to get it, show that's another spool there. And I am going to see if I can look in the camera and show you how to push that back down in there. Or let's just go ahead and grab it and take it out in just a second. Oh, there we go. Another spool. And I'm going to zoom this camera out because I'm making a mess of the video. And there's our last one. So, again, we take a look at this. There's our springs. There's our extra spring here. There's our last spool. So we have 4 spools and 2 serrateds right in here, and that is our lock. Now, comes back to putting this little thing back together. That's where sometimes a lot of people might have some trouble. So first thing I want to do is we look right in here and put this little thing back together. Now here's a secret for you guys trying to pick American locks. You can always make this, this one here's currently a 6-pin American. You can always make this just a 3-pin American, or a 2-pin or a 4-pin. And you can just pin it up the way you want to and stop there and learn how to pick it. Now make sure you use the correct order again on this. And then as you start to learn to pick it, you can add more pins. And then that way you can learn to pick your American lock. So I want to just come in here and I want to start dropping springs just right back inside of the Bible here. Now, when I had all those 400 and rekeying and redoing those things, I didn't have to get this far. I did not have to gut the locks this far to get it there. So, and I have a spring that pops somewhere. There it is. Okay, so I've got all my springs back in here. And that's one thing nice is you'll see all those American lock springs will drop right back in there pretty easy and will not even show coming out. So we'll start with that one, and then we'll just start with this is should be number 1 right here on the front, because of, you can tell that little notch right here on it. So this should be number 1, and this should be number 6 in the back. So anyway, it's always good to know, because you want to put your follower back in the way that you can work with. So you'll start your follower and put it in this way to where that notch on the follower is starts off at the number 1 slot. You know, so anyway, we'll take this follower, we're going to pull it all the way back to number 6. Because as we put this in, we're going to push this follower forward to retain these spools and serrated driver pins back in there. So again, because it's 6-pin, I got to start all the way in the back. I'm going to grab this and, you know, pinning. If I actually had a pinning tweezers, which I do have pinning tweezers, I just don't know where I put them right now. So anyway, I put that in now. What I've done is I've put some pressure on that pin right there. So I put some pressure on that pin in the back right there. I don't know if we can see that. Maybe you can in the camera. I can't really do it that well. But I'm going to come in here and I'm going to take those tweezers and I'm going to push that pin down and then just push my follower forward a little bit. Now that driver's in there. Now I'm ready for the next one. So I'll grab my next spool, drop it in there, and as you can see, I use those the notch in that follower to help me keep that spool straight. If I need to rotate it or anything like that, I can. Now, again, this is where pinning tweezers come in handy, because you can grab that thing just perfect and drop it in. So again, there we go. As you can see, it's right there. I'm going to put a little bit of pressure on it to hold it there until I get my tweezers on top. Push it down, let off the pressure. Push it down, let off the pressure so it drops in and go forward just a hair. So now I've got 2. Now I've got to go 4 more. And so I'm just going to try to go through this real fast here. And again, come back in when you're repinning these. Sometimes just don't pin all of them. If you're having a tough time picking an American lock, don't pin them all. Just pin the first 3 and leave the other 3 sitting out, and then pick it and see, and then see how you do until you learn to pick it. Then when you learn to pick that one consistently, come back in, get this thing open, and put back in your 1 more pin. So you can go from 3, then you can go to 4. And then you can go to 4 and learn to pick it consistently and do that. Then you can go to 5. And then if you really want to make it challenging, if you have extra pins and springs, you can go pin it to number 6. So now we've got all those drivers and everything back in here, and we're ready to go for the Bible. That was the Bible for the key pin. So I always like to do this with the key in it. That way I know I'm getting the right pins where they need to be. So on each one of these pins, I'm going to try to show you for new people getting, is they all have a little pointy section and a flat section. Always make sure that pointy section is going to be towards the key, and that will go in right here. And when that key's inserted all the way, it should come up flush with the top. But you know what? It is not flush with the top. And that is because I stuck it into the wrong one. I was supposed to go to the totally opposite side, number 6, which was going to be out here. So this is a number 4 key pin. When I drop it in right here, you should see that it will be flush at the top. Boom, flush at the top. Come in, grab a number 5, put it in here, flush. 4 and 3, and I'm going to show you another nice little feature on American lock pinning. Is as you can see, some of these key pins, you can see they're serrated, and that's some anti-picking features on it. That is, if you sit there and overset it just a little bit, it'll still click for you, and sometimes fool a picker into thinking that they haven't quite set that pin yet. Now, as you can see, that one there is too deep. If I would just key this right back, I somehow got a couple pins mixed up, so I'm going to dump that one back out because that is not the correct pin. And I'm going to assume that this one is that I've mixed up with number 2 and number 3. And there it is. That is correct. That's why I like to pin them back in with the using the key. So again, these are just some rookie mistakes that I made. I'm by no far a professional at this. I'm just a normal old guy just like you guys are. And I surely hope you had some fun watching me make my mistakes on my videos, because I like to do them in one cuts. I don't like to sit there and recut, and redo it. I like to do them just all in one time. That way it's all real life. So anyway, we got this all put back together. With the key pins in, the key looks perfectly in there. Now you can always sit there and put it in. You see how those little things just work and pop up and down, going right in to work with that key. So now we got this. Now putting this back in. Now here's some important part. Again, you can see the notch. That's the side that this will go in, right here. So always put them in sideways. And you know what? It's always a good idea to put them in with the key, because it gives you something to hold on to a little bit better. So hold them on with the key, pinch that side a little bit. Do not put it in like this. What you want to do is make sure that this right here is turned sideways. Just like that, because when you put this in, you want to make sure this is turned sideways. Now, I turn everything up like this so my pins don't fall out. Now, to where before we were pushing this through and not pulling this, we're going to do the opposite and push with this and not touch the bar. So now we're going to take this, push this through. It's going to start to go in, and whatever you do, don't let that bar come out anytime soon, and you're right back in. And as you can see, it's off the back, and we're right off. You should be able to go up, put this thing right in, and turn and operate the lock. Now, again, here is this. Don't forget this part. Take it right on the back, snap it right on, and your lock is back together and working. Now comes the easy part. Put your anti-bypass wafer on there. Not necessary if you just want to pick it and have fun with it, but if you ever think you might use it for security. And I dropped mine on the floor, so I'm not going to go too much further into this and watch you guys watch me bend over and grunt and grind and crawl on the floor, then grunt again when I get up. This old man just can't do that like he used to back when I was in my 20s. But anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. It's a long video. Kind of want to give you little heads up of what to do, what not to do in locking a core up. I will play around with this one and see if I'm successful one of these hours and getting that unlocked. And I'll just have to study this a little bit further, but I bet you eventually I'll get this unlocked by not forcing it too much and getting those drivers pushed back up in here and getting this core rotated so I can get those pins back in. But we'll see. I'll have fun, entertainment while I do it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys had some laughs at me for not purposely locking this core up, because I did not do that on purpose for the video. I just did it as a dumb mistake, not paying attention, and I rotated right back because I just wanted to, I reckon, just wanted to show you what not to do. So that's what you don't do if you don't want to lock up your American lock core. You always keep that core turned sideways, just like that. So by having it always turned sideways, even if you do pull it out and your pins fly everywhere, you know you can put it all back together. But if that core turns without that key in it and those little pins, it's going to lock right up just like that did. And just like the lock skipper did, and that's why I'm lock skipper and not lock general. So anyway, what in the world do I have here? I have just pulled that out and surprised myself. Let me zoom this out, guys. This is sorry I didn't get all that on video. I'm about to cut the video off. I literally all the drivers have fallen down into here, and this core is saved. Wow. Sometimes I surprise myself. Oh my goodness. Huh. Well, that is, haven't done that to myself in a while. Anyway, core saved. And you got to witness on the video. And if you stay with me to the end, you're probably rolling out of your seats right now seeing that happen. So anyway, not going to waste your time. Put this one back together and put it back in. And appreciate you watching. And of course, leave me any funny comments you want to leave. And just so I know that you watched me to the end, let's see here. Let me know if you recognize what type of pick this is. You know, it's named after a primate, so just put that in the comments and that'll let me know you did get to watch it to the end. And as you can see right there, has a little name for it. And then you can also just tell me who makes these little wonderful bad boys here. So if you don't know the type of pick that is, that's great. That's no problem, fine. But any experienced pickers out there know who this is. And of course, that's Jimmy Long's. And anyway, appreciate you guys for watching. And really, I just surprised myself. That cord just came right back open after I just goofed it up right back on camera. And this will be just a hilarious video just to put out for you guys to make fun of me. Hey guys, appreciate you watching. See you next time. Figure out some new videos to do something different. And see what we can get into and have some fun again. And maybe watch me goof up and be a skipper again instead of a general. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Catch you next time. Bye-bye.